And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks. And today guys, I bring you HMH T-34-85. So I just recently purchased this tank. You know how those things appear right after the game and it it shows you that, oh, you have this special discount on this type of tank and this is what you're gonna pay, and it's usually like 50% off. It's just like excellent deal, and lately I've seen a lot of these happening. Actually, I had like 3 or 4 of them pop up at me in the last run, which was very short, like a couple hours I played. Anyway, so I got a great deal on this tank. I think originally this tank is over 4,000 gold, but I got it for about 2,200, something like that. I don't want to lie to you, I just don't remember exactly what it was. But anyway, it was offered to me, and you guys know by now how big of a fan I am when it comes to T-34-85. You've probably seen a lot of videos on my channel with respect to this tank. And if you haven't, I encourage you to do so. This is one of my most favorite tanks to play, so I thought to myself, wow, I still don't have the HMH version of T-34-85. I was thinking to myself, why not just get that and compare the tanks that I have. Well, I currently have 4 of them, but one of them is on PS4 account, so I can't really review it here. So I don't have a Rudy on my Xbox account, but I do have T-34-85, I have T-34-88, as well as HMH T-34-85. So this is what we're going to focus on today. It's going to be a marathon, guys. It's going to be 6 games. I have 6 games for you today, and I'm going to commentate all of them. So if you just want to focus on HMH version, I strongly suggest that you focus only on a quick review that I do here, plus a couple of replays that I'm going to show you. If you're interested in all of the tanks that I'm talking about, then watch the video till the end, no problem. I will leave the timestamps in the description below, so you can skip quickly if you want to skip to certain areas of the video. Anyway, just to give a quick comparison between the tanks, I'm actually using worldoftanksxboxguide.com, which is quite excellent website. If you ask me, if you guys haven't seen this website yet, I strongly suggest that you go on it, because this one is specifically designed for console players. So in there you can actually look at any tank that you want with respect to stats. You can add camo values, you can add all kinds of different things, and you can try to figure out what your tank can do in any specific situation. You can also do a comparison, and that's what I'm going to do here. Is I'm going to compare the 3 tanks that I mentioned to you earlier, HMH version of T-34-85, as well as T-34-85, the Tech 3 tank, as well as the T-34-88. And just going quickly through this, I'm not going to focus on everything per se, but let's focus on biggest differences between those tanks. Obviously, one of the biggest things that you'll see right away is the difference in speed limit. The Tech 3 T-34-85 can go as fast as 54 kilometers an hour, as well as T-34-88. Unfortunately, HMH version can go as high as 52 kilometers an hour, and that's because of the engine. The engine power on the HMH version is 500 horsepower, while the 34-85 and the 34-88 is 600 horsepower. So what you will find with this tank is that it is very, very sluggish getting up the hills and on an uneven terrain. So that's one disadvantage that I noticed with this tank. I like my speed, so I might consider playing this tank with Supreme Gasoline or something of that nature. As far as the gun is concerned, rate of fire on this tank is the highest out of the all 3. The reload time on the HMH version stock is 5.2 seconds. That's without rammer or anything. On the T-34-85 is 6 seconds, and on T-34-88 is 6.3 seconds. So it has definite advantage when it comes to that. The aim time is slightly bit better, 2.2 seconds versus 2.3 on the other 2 tanks. Gun depression the same, -7 degrees. So no differences there. Penetration is the same as on the Tech 3 T-34-85. T-34-88 has a lower standard shell penetration, 132 compared to 144, as well as premium shell penetration is lower as well. But the difference there is the alpha of the 88 is much higher. The alpha on the HMH version is the same as the Tech Tree version, 180 HP per shot. T-34-85 version has 220 alpha, so significant difference there, and that's why you see probably rate of fire difference between the T-34-88 and the other two tanks. Now, one thing that strikes me about this gun, and the specs seem to be the same between the HMH version and T-34-85 Tech Tree version. Accuracy on both of those guns is supposed to be .37, while T-34-88 is .38. However, what I've noticed is that actual accuracy on HMH version doesn't live up to the spec. And I found this tank misses a lot of shots, doesn't matter short distance, long distance, it misses so many shots. Honestly guys, I missed probably about 40% of my shots with this tank. I don't know, this is my first impression. I've played maybe, I don't know, 15-20 games in this tank, but in my 34-85, the Tech Tree version tank, man, that gun can sing. If you fully aim it, you will hit pretty much every shot. And with HMH version, like I said, you barely hit 60%. I don't know if this is just my impression or what, but that's what I'm feeling anyway. For me, the gun accuracy is very similar to T-34-88, which is also pretty crappy on that tank. And you will see in the replays that I'm showing you. So currently I have 9 skilled crew running in this tank, and I would be running the same crew on my T-34-88 as well as T-34-85. So my crew skills consist of recon, situational awareness, repairs, snapshot, brothers in arms, sixth sense, smooth ride, mentor, pain tolerance, and currently training camouflage as my 10th skill. Okay, let's skip to the first game of the evening, and the first game we're gonna be playing is on Xbox 360. Yeah guys, unfortunately I'm sorry about this, but I played last weekend a little bit on Xbox 360 because again my kid was occupying my Xbox One. He had friends over, so I really had no access to Xbox One or PlayStation for that matter, so I was like, damn, I want to play my tanks, and I ended up playing on 360. Good old memories, I tell you that much. One thing I noticed that on 360, we're still using old sounds, so there isn't any change with respect to sounds. I guess the sound files are so huge that probably Xbox 360 cannot handle, so I'm assuming that's the reasoning for it. But also the Xbox 360 controller, man, it seems like the joysticks are much stiffer, so I think I actually prefer 360 controller over the Xbox One controller because of the stiffness of those sticks. Anyway, so we come to the standard position here at G5 to get some early spots and get these guys that are crossing, that are going into G2 sector or G1 sector, somewhere over there. So far we spotted a couple of customers, and that basically gives me some intel and tells me whether I can go and fight over there. If there isn't many tanks, we can easily push that side of the field and get ourselves an advantageous position. But I'm gonna try to hang around here a little bit just to see if there's anybody else coming. Oh, that medium tank on the left side wasn't spotted. Interesting. But yeah, right at this point I was actually thinking, because usually you can dip down into the valley area into sort of like, you know, G4, F4, somewhere in there, so you can get shots across into guys crossing at D7. But I thought it was too early in the game, and at the end of the day I think it turned out to be a good decision, because you'll see what happens in the middle. If I actually went down into that dip, I would have been probably run over. But usually, yeah, it is safe to go there if our team is holding to H3, because that's another position that I'm going to be fighting on later on from, that actually counters you going into the ball. So if the opposing team actually end up in H3 and you're down in the ball, you're screwed. There's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do. And you're going to be taken out. There's no way to escape once you're down there. As you can see here, it was a smart decision, because the platoon of Togs ended up going into the dip. I think they're trying to take the shortest possible distance and just push through the middle, because knowing how slow the Togs are before they get to the game, that's probably the best option for them to do this. And honestly, with their rate of fire, I'm actually scared, because even though the Togs are slow and big targets, but their rate of fire, they would shred me to pieces. So if I was in that valley right now, I would be shredded. I would be dead already. So it ended up to be a good decision on my part. Now, the funniest part is that I bet you they're not even aiming. They're just auto-locking on me, yet they still find a way to pen me. And that's what I really have to pay attention. So I really want that damage. First of all, I can't let them cross. I can't let them get out. I can't let them get away with doing this. So I'm gonna focus them, and I'm gonna keep on firing at them until, you know, I'm gonna get low in health. Because, you know, they're taking a chance and they need to be punished for that. So I'm only exposing my turret slightly to these guys. But even with auto locking feature on the Tog or any other tank, because of the RNG, they're able to hit me, like you can see here. They're able to hit me anyway. So quickly just poking out, making sure my reticle changes red before I take a shot. Here's nice bounce here. Let's see if we can take out this Tog. Yes, we do. And then the last guy left here, we're gonna try to get him out of the game, but he's gonna try to focus me at this point. So I'm gonna drop in and just hide behind this rock. And yeah, I'm just gonna hope that he's not gonna hit me, because if he hits me one more time, I'm gonna be just a one hit to pretty much anything. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen. So I'm getting away with this right now. I'm still getting away with this, but eventually he manages to pen me. And I'm not showing a lot of my tank at all. That was such a lucky shot on his part. And this shot basically is gonna change the complexion of this game, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I think he can't spot me anymore. My view range should be better than his. So I do manage to take him out. Our team looks like is rolling through D3. They're doing a good job over there. But we're starting to get capped out. And that is the problem now, because I am the only one in a position here to go back and reset. And none of the other tanks on our team are in such positions, so it's up to me. But the problem with that is that I am a one-shot. That's why I was saying the hit that I took from Tog was a critical hit, because now pretty much anything can hit me once and I'm done. I'm gone. I'm out of the game. So luckily our team started capping at the same time, but for whatever reason they ignored the fact that the opposing team is capping and I'm the only one that can reset. If I fail for whatever reason over here, we're gonna lose this game. And when you're in a situation like this, guys, make sure you check. If you're close to the enemy base, check what's happening on the other side. If you think that you need to cap, if that's the only way to win the game, you have to cap. Because if you don't, and what my team did, they completely ignored it. They kept on pushing, fighting the other guys. If we went on cap, we would have won this game. But because of this, I'm dead. And we're gonna end up losing this game. Now, I could have went in closer faster in order to neglect the cap, but I really wanted to be cautious, right? I just don't want to run out there and get shot without actually knowing what's there and where they're sitting and trying to shoot them. So if I got there a little bit quicker, maybe I would have been able to reset and save this game, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. I got taken out. Anyways, we managed to put up a very nice result, 2.8k damage. We basically farmed those Togs, and that's where the damage came from. So we have 2 kills. We fired 22 shots with 17 penetration and 20 direct hits. That game actually doesn't show how bad the gun is, but trust me, it's not that great. So off to the next game, and we are on map Mines. Pretty good matchmaking, no artillery, which is fantabulous. Tier 6 game. So we're the top tier in this matchup. And as you notice, we're back on Xbox One. Yeah, Xbox One. So today I played a couple games in this tank, and I managed to pull this off. This is actually a fantastic game. This is so clutch. And stick around till the end. You're not going to be regretting watching this game. It's actually pretty cool. We managed to come back from way behind. The team was so much behind early in game, and we managed to pull it off. So It's only a Mastery 1 game, but trust me, it's a good one. So in here on mines, I can't remember last time I played on mines, honestly. This is, I don't get this map very often anymore. But position H2 is very powerful. Where I am right now for sniping, it gives you those shots here on the hill, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. There you go. There you go. Hello. Hello. So this is the kind of shots you'll be able to pull off from this position. So you have firing lane onto E5 from here, as well as down the 1 and 2 lanes. Not to mention, you know, C3, D3 area, all of that area there. So if you have a tank that has a pretty reasonable gun, this is a very good position to settle. Not only you'll get those shots here, but oh hello, what are you doing here? Yeah, this E2 went way too far, so I could easily farm him over here right now. And yeah, I'm gonna try to focus him. So yeah, from this position, like I said, you can view across almost quarter of the map, if not more than that. So here I managed to switch to APCR because I'm having a tough time penetrating the front plate of this E2. And again, being very cautious, so poking out very quickly, taking a snapshot and backing in, because with only 720 HP hit points, and basically this tank being so soft, like any other T-34-85, or each one of those variants anyway, you will find that anyone will be able to penetrate you. And nowadays, everybody's shooting APCR. So, yeah, it don't matter if you have armor or not. In my case over here, I actually forgot to switch back to standard rounds. I don't like using APCR rounds unless I really have to, because I hate losing money at this tier, honestly. Believe it or not, guys. So because I have so many shots presenting to myself, I wasn't paying attention to my shell type at all. I was basically looking for shots here. So we're gonna switch into this side again. Like I said, we're just switching between the sides, one side of the rock to the other side of the rock, so that enemy doesn't pay attention to us. Poke out, take a few shots on this side. Poke out, take a few shots on the other side, so that these guys that are on this side will forget about me. Yet I will have shots on the other side. That is, if I do have shots on the other side. Now look at this gun accuracy. That's what I'm talking about. This Hellcat decides to YOLO me, so we put a shell into him. He just does a drive-by like any other tank, and maybe that's a good thing with the Hellcat, because basically the turret doesn't spin very fast, so that was probably a good option for him, but he gets completely annihilated here. So we were losing this game early, very badly. We were losing it, I can't remember the score, but it was pretty bad. The team managed to pull this off a little bit, pull it a little bit closer, and now becomes clutch time. So here I'm gonna make a mistake, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So here I see our VK36 being basically flanked from both sides. So I decided to go and help him, but I didn't realize that the medium tank that was in E2 was still there, that he wasn't taken out of the game. What I should have done is check my map, make sure that that guy is still there, and if I noticed that he was still there on the map, on the screen where you have all the tanks listed, then I knew he was still there in the same location. But because I didn't do that, I just assumed that he wasn't there anymore. It was a bad decision. So just by doing that, I lost half of my health. And we 2 versus 4 right now. This is going to have to be clutch. Every shot is going to count. So here I got a little bit lucky. Cheeto misses my shot. And here this guy is trying to YOLO me. But no such things with me, bro. I'm just hanging out in this location here, and I'm going to keep on hanging out here, because I have a medium tank in the back at K4 who's basically providing firepower. So what I can do here is, if I can spot these guys coming, I'm sure I have my back covered by this guy over there, by that base camper. And that's another lesson, guys. Take advantage of your friendlies. Take advantage of their position and what they can do for you. You don't have to do everything. If you see someone that's in a position to help you, just use those guys to your advantage. And that's exactly what I'm doing in this game. So what I'm going to do is switch the flank now on this side. I'm going to spot this A43. And I just took a quick snapshot, as you saw. I don't want to take any damage from him because it's so close. But again, because I spotted him, I get the assisted damage. Now, this is going to be a critical or crucial kill. We need to take this guy out of the game, because if we don't, then basically the game is pretty much over. And we managed to put a nice shot into him, aimed it nicely, and we took him out of the game. So we're 2v2 right now. It's going to be a very critical ending here. What we need to do is keep spotting this guy that's on a hill there at E2. But at the same time, I'm spotting the VK3001, and my friendly takes him out of the game as well. So now we're winning this game, which is excellent, but I'm still going to play cautious here. I don't want to throw at this point in time. It was a pretty good game, so I want to make sure we drive this till the end. Now I'm going to make another mistake here, because I'm going to misjudge the gun depression here, and basically I don't get enough gun depression. I don't hit him, and my auto lock didn't work at the same time. Now here this guy decided to just kind of cruise and throw his tank away, and that's what I'm telling you guys. That's why I'm playing it cautious, because in randoms this is what happens to me all the time. So I'm going to put a shell into this guy. Now I'm a 2-shot to him, but I'm still going to play it safe. I want to make sure that I fully aim here and I take him out of the game. And we clutch it. And we clutch it at the end. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it, guys. These games are the best, man. When I have these games, they're so fantastic. I love those games. I hate being on the losing side of those games. I love being on the winning side of those games. And, you know, it happens. It happens sometimes that you can't carry. It is what it is. Anyway, we've managed to put up a nice result of 2.4k damage. We had 4 kills, 603 assisted. I actually thought I had more assisted damage in this game, but I'll take 603, only Mastery 1. Lately, it's been kind of tough getting Mastery, Ace Tanker and this tank. Well, not this tank, 34-85 as well as 88. So I don't know if people are putting good games on those tanks, or whether it's the mastery level got so high it's hard to hit at the moment. Okay, so for those of you that just wanted to see the HMH in action, you can scoot now, because what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to switch into the Tech Tree T-34-85. I have a couple of games for you guys in this tank, and at the end of that I'm gonna have 2 games in T-34-88 as well. Yeah, it's going to be a long video, very long video, but if you guys don't have time to watch it all in one chunk, just split it up. Like I said, I'm gonna leave timestamps below so that you can access whatever game you would like at any point in time. Anyway, I chose this game again because of the position in this particular game mode. So what it is, we are in an assault mode on the Reds, starting on northeast, and I'm gonna show you a beautiful, absolutely beautiful location. Location is in G0, H0, somewhere around there. Initially I wasn't gonna go there because I saw the Cromwell going into this position here, so I didn't want to come here. I thought he was going to have a view range, so I was thinking, should I actually stay up and snipe, or should I come down here and spot? But it looks like his view range is not as good as it is in my tank, and with my crew skills right now it makes sense, because I have both situational awareness, recon. So as you can see in this location, all I have is my cupola sticking out. That's it. I have my cupola sticking out, pretty much it. I have done 4k assisted damage, if not more, in a defender out of this position. And defender has 0 view range. You know, you guys know, like, defender doesn't have any view range at all. It's a heavy tank, but because you're in this dip, you are in a very close proximity to these guys all the way around this area. And so even in a heavy tank that has very good turret armor, you can come to this location here and you will do tons of spotting. Tons of spotting. So this game is one of the older games, guys. Actually, I'm not sure if T-34-88 games are also older, but in this one you still have old gun sounds and the old ribbons. I actually like the old ribbons a lot. I don't know why, I got used to them. I like the colors. I'm not sure. I prefer them over the new ones. I wish they would bring those back, but hey, I guess it's a matter of preference, and we'll basically get used to it, right? As we always get used to everything. They make changes all the time, we gotta get used to. So anyway, me just by doing this, look what we did to the opposing team. We just completely demolished them. All I did was come here and spot. That's it. And all these guys sitting in E0, F0, we're just firing. We're just firing. So right now, I'm still hesitating to push because I already pushed. I already put myself in jeopardy just by being here. And these guys just sitting in the back, and I tell them, okay, it's enough of that. I've been here, you know, I've been targeted by these guys. Now it's your turn to push and let me get some damage. So that was my thinking here. I have only one damaging shot at this point in time. So I want to be able to sit back now and snipe a few at this time so that I can actually get some damage in this game as well, not just assisted damage. So we see this VK-3601. He's hiding behind the building, I think, so we're gonna try to move a little bit further. I'm just waiting for this Bogatyr to be taken out because he was a threat in spotting me while he was there, but now he's gone, so I'm free to move up further, and I'm gonna try to take a few shots at this 3601. We'll take him out of the game. He looks very confused at the moment, and I don't blame him because he's pretty much surrounded at this point, so game is over. This is just cleanup time. So again, I'm just moving forward trying to get the damage. Now, notice the speed on this tank. Like I said, compared to HMH, this one is so much better with respect to mobility. And I think I still prefer this tank over T-34-85 and over the HMH. T-34-85 is also as mobile as this, but the gun has much worse statistics. Even though the alpha is higher, the accuracy is not as good. Now this gun, look at this. It goes in the middle every time. This one actually bounced, so I have to switch to APCR. I couldn't penetrate KV2, but check this out. Boom. Straight in. Straight in. And the reason I moved there, because I was pretty sure he's gonna take a blind shot at me. He's looking at me. I'm not spotted. He's still looking at me. So I'm gonna take a shot and move again. So I want to make sure he's not going to hit me. And there he goes. So again, we're going to try to find the last guy. And shell management is good to switching back to standard. Not like in the last game where I completely forgot about that. And that's what happens, guys. When there's a lot of action going on and the game is so close and you got to pay attention to left, right, you know. Sometimes it happens. I forget about changing shells, you know. In this situation, the game is much calmer. I can think a lot slower, so yeah, basically gives me ability to change shells and remember that I have to change shells. Anyway, the last guy drowned himself, so be it, and we finish with the victory. Now let's see what we managed to put up here. 3,000 assisted damage. Simply incredible. 3,000 assisted damage out of this location. Guys, I strongly recommend it. Only 1100 inflicted damage, but that doesn't matter. We had about 4k combined here. That's a wonderful game. Wonderful game. And assisted damage is as important as inflicted damage. Especially if you're going for 3 marks. Okay, moving on to the next game in T-34-85. We are on map Swamp. Again, it's an assault game. Wow. I guess I must have been playing a lot of assault games in this tank. Very good matchmaking with the top tier. Although I don't like the 3 pigs, but we're gonna have to try to figure out how to deal with them. So, actually, out of this location, I will show you the best access point, at least that I think is best, when starting on this side of the map, at this spawn. So, it gives you ability here just to kind of, you know, peek over the ridge, see if you can spot anyone. But that's not really where I want to go, because everyone, I mean, a lot of times people will be kind of pre-aiming this position up there. But what I want to do is I want to get to G8. I think that's the position, G8 or H8, somewhere around there. See that little slope, that little hill in front of me? That's where I want to get to. That is the best access point from this side of the map. Doesn't matter which game mode you're in, this is the best access point. So I hope you learned something from my videos, especially the locations that I'm taking this tank into, or any other tanks. it comes with experience. It comes with time. It comes with the fact that you know your tank and you know the maps. That's the most important in World of Tanks, especially for you new players. Know your maps and know your tanks, especially strengths and weaknesses. Now, I have a good position here. It is kind of already safe. As you can see, I'm being shelled, but as long as I stay behind this hill or mini hill over here, I will be fine and no one will be able to touch me. I have enough of friendlies with me, although being top tier, I wouldn't mind even coming here alone, because as you can see, there's only a few tier 6s, there's majority of tier 5s and some tier 4s. So in this kind of matchmaking, you can be more brave, I would say. You can come out here, especially if you have a tank that has good rate of fire like this tank and good mobility. You can easily come up here and do the damage. So all I'm doing here is poking around this hill, again, one side or the other side, and you know, putting shells into these guys that are crossing or that are trying to engage our light tanks. And our light tanks are YOLOing right now, which gives me basically opportunity to stay here and get some damage. And if you're a good tanker, you're a smart tanker. So last thing you want to do is YOLO. Last thing you want to do is throw your tank away. You want to maintain your hit points the way I'm doing here and just poke out and take quick shots. Now that one didn't come off very well, but so be it. Artie's got a hard on for me. He's gonna get it, one or the other. I think both of them. The platoon is after me, but I don't blame him. I'm a top tier. They should be trying to take me out of the game. And at this point, like I said, because I'm afraid of them, I don't want to get hit by the Artie right now. I'm just basically doing a quick snapshot. So I'm just kind of quick auto aim, poke out, snap shoot. Now this one I aim and see what happens. So although, you know, they didn't manage to pen me, so that's fine. You know, didn't draw any damage, or just a little bit of damage. I'm okay with that, but that's what happens. So when RD is focusing you guys, make sure you have cover. Make sure when you engage your opposition, make it quick snapshots, so you don't give him chance to aim and pull the trigger. So we're gonna hang around here a little bit longer. We're winning this game pretty handily right now. As usually what happens is in games like this, and if you know your positions, and if you attack him early, the game will end quickly. And I have a feeling that's what's happening in World of Tanks today, especially on Xbox. There are a lot of players that are pretty experienced in the game, that know exactly where to go. And there are also a lot of players that don't know maps and don't know their tanks at all. And that's the reason for those quick fights, those quick games. And many times I'm being on the other side of this, but in many cases I'm on a good side, on a winning side, simply because I know where to go, I know how to engage, especially if I'm a top tier. If I'm pushing, I know exactly what I need to do in order to get my damage and finish the game quickly. So that's, as a top tier, that's what I've done here. I pretty much pushed as hard as I could, because I knew there was only so much damage to come around, especially in a low tier game. Now this kaiju is going to be a problem, because my standard shell is not going to be able to pen him. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to go around on the other side and see if we can get a few shots of damage here. But oh, he's looking at me. That gun, if he pens me, he would have been able to probably take me out in one shot. But luckily he fires, so before he reloads we'll be able to take him out here. Boom, we take him out. We get our 6th kill of the game, so top gun in the bag. So what we're gonna do now is chase the artillery for the Devastator. Now, as you noticed, I switched to HE rounds, not heat rounds, I was gonna say heat rounds. HE rounds, because I can take him out in one shot with HE rounds. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Shell management's there again in this game. I guess my thinking was on par, you know. It is what it is. Like I said, some games you think, some games you think more, and some games you think less. Anyway, auto aim shot. Oh, and I missed the shot, so I think I'm gonna miss my Devastator. Unfortunately, he gets taken out. I should have stopped and aimed that shot, and I would have gotten my Devastator. Well, too bad. Anyway, quick game. We got a victory. We demolished the opposition team. We managed to get our top gun at least, if not a Devastator. We made 37,000 credits. Managed to put out 2,000 damage. 326 assisted damage. Only Mastery Class 1, but honestly, guys... Oh, and we got Pascucci medal too. But honestly, guys, in a quick game like this, it's all about just getting your damage. Because I maxed out, basically. I did most I could. I don't think I could have done any more in this game. So, again, if you're a top tier, your role is to push. Your role is to create havoc. Your role is to engage. And that's how you get your damage. Okay, so now we're skipping to T-34-85. Yes. And if you don't know, T-34-85 is one of those tanks that you can train both crews, German or Russian crew. I normally tend to play this tank in a Russian crew because my Russian crew is more experienced, and I love that crew voice. It's fantastic. So again, we have a good matchmaking. We're at the top tier, and on this map, what I like doing is going right into the middle, getting the central location, and from this location here, you could shoot across to the left of the map, which is 1-2 lanes, and you can also engage tanks that are going into the 9-0 line over there. So I like coming here for the most part. This is my favorite location and spot. But one important thing when you guys come here is do not overexpose. So at the beginning of the game, make sure you poke behind this hill over here, but don't go in the middle like this guy. This guy is crossing, so I'm gonna get any shots from these guys that are crossing. Now if it would only be him, I would push him, and that's what I was thinking. But now all of a sudden I see another T-34-85 coming in here, and there's another medium tank also here, T-34. So I'm gonna be extra cautious. I'm gonna kind of drop a little. I'm gonna make sure that I drop behind that medium tank that went in, and now that I'm outnumbered, I'm not doing anything more but dropping. And what I'm trying to do here is, you would say I'm running away. Yes, I'm running away. First of all, I don't want to be losing any HP at this point. It's early in the game. Second is I'm trying to draw these guys towards my team. And it will give me a chance to regroup and tell my team, come on, let's focus on this location. Help me. And once I see a couple of these heavy tanks coming in this direction, I'm gonna come back again and engage these guys. Now I'm not scared, I'm not alone anymore. So why stay there and die, where you can fall back and get your friendlies to help you. So as you notice, this T-34-85 just YOLO'd and he got taken out in no time. And we're gonna still try to approach it quite cautious, because again, it's early in the game. I don't want to lose too many HP early in the game. Auto aim works because I'm a top tier. I don't have to aim the weak spots. I have a solid gun. And if I'm facing a tier 5, obviously I don't have to be aiming weak spots. I would probably penetrate tier 5 unless it's a KV1 or something like that, right? So now, as you can see, the other guys that went up to E8, they're gonna be in trouble, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flank him. So I'm gonna go get on their behinds, and they're already engaging the other guys that are in D9 somewhere over there, so they won't be paying attention to me. So here I have easy ass shots into that Boilermaker. He's not gonna pay attention to me, and even if he starts paying attention to me and I lose a few health points, I don't really care. Well, that kind of went into his track. I should have probably aimed, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna aim the next shot. I don't care. I can trade here. I can trade here. I can take him out of the game. I'm actually thinking here, should I take another shot from him or not, but whatever. I think this is good. You know, a tier 6 tank for tier 6 tank, that's fine. I knew my rate of fire, I'll be able to take him out. Here I'm gonna just take this guy out, and we're gonna progress a little bit further and try to take this Churchill out. Again, he's not paying attention to me, so we're just gonna clear him off the board very quickly. Boom, and he's gone. So just like that, 11 penetrating hits. Wow, not bad, huh? For start of the game. But the game is still close. And what's gonna happen in this game, guys? My goodness, it's like this could have been an epic game for me. Really, really epic game for me, if not for something that happened later on in the game. And I'll make sure I point it out. Well, it'll be hard to miss. Let's put it that way. So I'm paying attention to the map right here, and that's why I'm using mini-map. I'm not using a compass. I used to use compass in the old days, all the time, and switch into the big map. But now I feel that it is much better thing to use a mini-map, because you can respond to the situation much quicker nowadays. Now you can always switch to a compass by pressing the, I don't know, remember what the button it is. It's a left button on the Xbox in the middle. Damn, select button? Might be a select button, I'm not sure, don't remember. But you can access the compass just by pressing the button, and then you can flip actually in between minimap and a compass. So right now I mostly just use minimap. So here I came back to defend the base because I noticed, I thought we were gonna lose the K line, and I only see Artie there. But these guys rolled out in the middle here, so it gives me opportunity to take some nice sniping shots at these guys. But unfortunately, my sniping in this game wasn't the greatest. Was it my sniping, or was it the accuracy of this gun? I think it was both. First of all, I didn't lead the shots well enough, and second, the gun kind of trolled me a little bit. And this stupid gun, sometimes you can have games when it fires fantastic straight down the pipe wherever you want it to go, and sometimes it's gonna go somewhere you don't know where it's going. It's hooking. I call it a hooking shot. It just hooks. It starts up to the right and then it drops to the left. That's what it is. Now this VK3601, I'm gonna get really frustrated here, because count how many shots I fired here to get this guy. And again, I'm not saying it's the gun accuracy. It is the driver in this game. My sniping abilities in this game were absolutely pathetic. And here I fired and he moved. And here I'm gonna fire and he moves again. This is lack of anticipation, guys. Because when someone's rocking back and forth, you should only take one position or one spot where you want to aim and let him or lead the shot into the single position that the guy is going to come into. So basically, if he's moving back, you want to make sure you're leading in front of the tank, because you know he's going to come back into that location, and then pull the trigger. And again, I can't take this guy off the board. I was so freaking frustrated at this moment. I thought I was going to throw my controller, believe it or not. And finally, we managed to take him out. Finally. Incredible. Simply incredible. So, just like that, we have our Top Gun. And right now, it was when I looked at my ribbons. I'm like, 15 penetrating shots. 6 kills. Wow. Still 4 tanks left in the game. This could be epic. So, what I decided to do, and I don't know, even if I had to do it again, I would probably do exactly the same thing. Except maybe I should have been more cautious later on. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to approach the base, the enemy's base, from B3 area. And my idea was not to cap, but I wanted to go around the cap and sneak behind them. I have 278 HP left, which makes me maybe a 2-shot to some of these guys. So I can take 1 hit, right? So I'm not feeling in danger, and I'm not feeling awfully brave. But because I am a 2-shot, I can be aggressive enough so I can pull this off. And that was my thinking. So as you could see, I was being really cautious there, trying to see if I could spot anybody. If I get spotted, I wasn't. I come all the way out here. I'm not spotting anybody. I'm not being spotted. So I thought to myself, okay, there's no one over here. I thought they're all at 1-2 lane. So I start driving off, in the middle, around the cap, and I get spotted. I'm like, what the hell spots me? Captured KV-1 spotted me. Capture KV-1 outspotted me. How can that happen? With my view range, he outspots me. Although in reality, when you think about it, he had only turrets sticking out, and he saw the whole of my tank, so maybe it makes sense. The mistake I made here, once I already poked over, and he started shooting at me, I shouldn't have been backing out. I should have been going towards the building into the cover. That was the mistake. But in reality, the biggest mistake was that before I actually accessed this point, like B3 location, I should have just creeped up that little hill incline there, waited for a second, see if anybody's spoken out and defending the base, and if no one was defending the base, then I would have moved up. But you know what, guys, it happens. It is what it is. I was kind of really upset in this situation because I had a really good game, and that could have been a really epic game at the end of the day. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Anyway, we're gonna forward this till the end. Forward, because all these morons over here, I don't think they know what they're doing, and you'll see what happens later on. So let me forward this a little bit. So it's a defeat. Of course it's a defeat. Because why would you cap? Well, you don't have enough time to cap. And you have a tank destroyer. Why not go in and try to engage these guys? Try to win the game. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But anyway, guys, if I didn't fail, if I didn't get taken out, this could have been a completely different outcome. Still a very good game. Mastery Class 1. We got a Top Gun medal. 2.6k damage. Very nice. It's just so frustrating. But there's so much you can do. 30 shots fired. Only 17 direct hits. Because of my awesome sniping abilities and great accuracy of this gun. Okay, so we've come to the end of this marathon. We're in the last game of the evening, last game in T-34-85. This will conclude our video for tonight or for today, or whichever time you're watching this video at. And the last game on the evening, we are on map Himmelsdorf with a top tier again. There are a couple of artilleries in the game, but on this map, you know, I don't usually look at this as a threat, because there's so many buildings, so much cover on this map that it doesn't really matter. Oh, hello. Blind shot. Interesting. Anyway, we are in the encounter battle, but because we're at the top tier, we're going up the hill.
Artillery is
because we want to brawl it out. We want to put this gun into play. We want to put this 88mm into play with 250 damage or 230, whatever it is. So you don't want to be going straight to encounter into the flag and not utilizing this gun, because your team will lose. So that's the idea. I want to put this gun into play, but obviously I want to play it cautious early on. As usual, don't want to push it too hard. It's just my play style, guys. If you look at the Clone Guy's videos, he's going right in. He's duking it out right away. If you're a good player like Clone Guy, be my guest, do it. But I usually approach early game, you know, with caution. I don't want to throw my tank away. I don't want to take too many hits. Just push whenever it's the right time. That's my strategy. That's how I play it. And I'm usually, especially if I'm soft, I'm waiting for my friendlies to engage first before I engage. If I have armor, then I will engage first. But in this case, like all T-34 tanks, T-34-85 doesn't have any armor, really. So you gotta be really careful. And as you noticed, I don't have camo on this tank. And I won't put it on because this tank looks fantastic without the camo. It looks a little bit rusty, rusted on the turret, rusted on the hull. Those red fuel tanks, it looks pretty cool. Anyway, so we take out these guys that are on top here. So I decided to push I told my friendlies, let's do this, because we don't want to get overwhelmed on the other side, and these guys are not paying attention, so we can easily flank him on this side and take him out of the game. So we take the Panzer IV out. 88's turning around, so we're gonna try to track him in place so that we can get a little bit of assisted damage, and we didn't want him to turn around and face us anyway. Now we can see this HMC. This should be easy auto aim and shoot type of scenario, but here unfortunately I don't have my gun depression and I don't get that shot off, so here I decided to aim and I do take him out. Now here I stop because this is kind of already safe maneuver, but yeah, Artie wasn't going for me. Artie was going for my friendly that's on my left, so I got tracked at the same time. Fortunately, I didn't lose a lot of health points there, so I can kind of push bravely into these Arties. We want to take these Arties out, and we want to scoot as quickly as we can into our base or into the flag to make sure that we don't get capped out, because that's the only challenge. If you come up here and you get stuck for a longer period of time, you can easily get capped out. So it is important that if you want to take the hill in encounter mode, you need to take the hill fast, and that's why I was kind of pushing and telling my friends to rush. Now I see this medium tank going from the side, but I didn't realize it was Panzer V-4. And look at the condition I'm in now. I knew this is game over for me. I knew that was game over, and I don't know why this Panzer IV decided not to shoot at me. I absolutely have no idea. He started paying attention to the M6 instead of me, because he could have easily taken me out. He could have rammed me twice, and he could have put his shells into me, no problem. Side of the tank, he should have penned me. No sweat there. But because he didn't, then thank you very much. I'm gonna go and get more damage. Thanks a lot. Space in action. So yeah, we're gonna come around this side. We're gonna get these guys spotted, and then we'll take them out of the game. Hello, Lukes. Have you been expecting me? Probably not. He's scrambling now. That's right. So we take him out of the game, and with that we get our top gun. We're gonna put one shell in the behind into this AMX, and here we're aiming the shot, but yeah, Mr. M6 denies us the Devastator, and I bet you he did that on purpose. That was on purpose. He wanted that kill, and if you look at his barrel, he's got 3 marks of excellence, so he knows what he's doing. So I knew exactly what he's done. He didn't want me to get that Devastator. So be it though. And he's sitting on the cap. I don't understand why. So I went chasing after this light tank, and he was last spotted around this area here. So I thought he was gonna run. That was my idea. I thought he was gonna run to the hill and run as far away as possible, because, you know, he's gonna be brave enough, try to get his Kolobanovs and stuff. I didn't think so. So I'm rushing up the hill, but shortly enough, there we go, he gets spotted on the other side of the map. So he did decide to be brave, and he did decide to engage our 3 marked M6. So I think our 3 marked M6 is gonna take him out, and that's the end of the game. So another quick game, guys, just to wrap it all up. It's a victory. 14 penetrating hits. We got ourselves a top gun to finish it off. 2.3k damage. Mastery class 1. Pretty nice game. So to wrap it all up, what's my opinion? My opinion is such that Tech 3 T-34-85 is the best tank out of 3. And I'm not gonna change my mind, simply because of gun accuracy first, and second because of mobility. So neither HMH or T-34-88 is good enough in my opinion, and I'm gonna continue playing my T-34-85, and next step will be to get my 3rd mark of excellence on it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a huge marathon. I apologize for such a long video. I had time today to sit down and make this video for you, so It took me a long time to do it. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. I hope you're gonna appreciate the fact that it took me so long to do this. And make sure you go and check out Guy72's channel. He just had a 3 mic session in the T-62A. Guys, it is highly recommended. This guy puts out damage. And when I say he puts out damage, he puts out damage. Go check him out. Got a dinghy, started making beautiful videos, especially the tank review videos. Fantastic editing on his part as well. So make sure you visit his channel as well. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit checking out.